Hi, I'm Meredith Shanley from whatsforlunch.com, here with another entry in my spice diaries. So here we are in the all-important spice aisle, and what I'm going to do is start with A and just go all the way down. So this week we're going to start with anise. Now these are basically the three forms you're going to see it in: anise seed, ground anise, and star anise. Basically what you want is the ground anise or the star anise. Essentially, anise seed and ground anise are from the same plant, but star anise is totally different and it's from a totally different part of the world, and you would use these two things in different kinds of methods and ways. So I'm going to grab these two, ground anise and star anise, and now I'm going to get the hell out of here because people are staring at me because I'm basically talking to myself. So here are the two forms of anise that I bought. Like I said, ground anise and anise seed are essentially one and the same. They're the same plant. Ground anise is just ground anise seed. It comes from the Eastern Mediterranean, where they're used mainly in sweets and desserts and pastries and in the making of several different kinds of liqueurs. The French use it in anisette, in absinthe, the Italians use it in sambuca, Greeks use it in ouzo, and the Germans use it in every frat boy's favorite, Jägermeister. It also has a number of different medicinal qualities, one of which being digestive problems. It relieves digestive problems, it relieves toothaches, and it also helps with menstrual cramps. And this is just what it looks like. It literally looks just like a ground spice, as you can see right here. Star anise, however, is a completely different plant. It's from China, and it's actually the flower of a small evergreen bush. You can see it right here. It's used throughout Asian cuisines in more savory type dishes, including the Vietnamese soup pho. It's also a major component in the Indian spice garam masala and also Chinese five-spice powder. Interestingly, it's also used in the making of Tamiflu. And so this past spring, when there was the H1N1 breakout, there was actually a shortage of star anise, and the prices went soaring as the science guys scrambled to figure out a vaccine. What both anise and star anise have in common is this really lovely licorice flavor, similar to tarragon or fennel. Today I'm actually going to be using both of them in two different holiday desserts. My husband and I have a couple of holiday parties this weekend, and I love to bring a little homemade hostess gift in the form of a holiday baked good. I think that it's something that really the whole family can enjoy, as opposed to, say, a bottle of wine. And let it be known, I have never met a bottle of wine I didn't like. So the first thing that we're going to do is heat up some cream that I'm going to use to make some anise-flavored chocolate truffles. So this is just a half a cup of heavy cream, and I'm going to drop 3 whole star anise pods into it. This is sort of the difference between using a whole spice and a ground spice. Using the whole spice, it's great for dropping into poaching liquids or steeping like tea into cream or other kinds of liquids. It's also great in a braise. You can just drop the whole thing right in. You would use it similarly to how you would use a bay leaf or a cinnamon stick. Now for the ground anise, basically I'm going to do anise, sugar, and lemon puff pastry twists. They're so simple and they're really delicious and really pretty. So what we're going to do, I just have a clean cutting board, and I'm just going to sprinkle some sugar on the bottom, much like you would sprinkle, for example, flour if you were rolling out pastry. And I'm going to unroll on top of that sugar a sheet of puff pastry dough. Just a quick note here about puff pastry. You can spend hours and hours making your own puff pastry. I certainly have. It's incredibly time-consuming and sort of a pain in the rear. And to be perfectly honest, most restaurants don't even make their own puff pastry from scratch. So the quality of the puff pastry that is available in specialty stores and grocery stores is good enough that if you don't feel like spending the time making it, don't feel bad about it, just buy it from the store. If you were making a tart or a pie, I would say absolutely go the extra mile and make your own dough. But for puff pastry, really, you can cheat and it's fine. Here's a few tablespoons of sugar and a few tablespoons of lemon zest. And I'm just going to sprinkle this on top, like this. And then we're going to cut strips on the pastry and just twist them. And then what I'm going to do is take the ground anise and just dust it over the top. So here we have our strips, and we're just going to put them on a cookie sheet, and then we're just going to throw them in the oven and bake them at 400 degrees for like 10 or 15 minutes until they're puffy and brown and crispy. And then we're just going to make a simple ganache. I'm just going to slowly pour this cream into, I have here 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So here we go. I'm just going to pour all of this cream in here, and I want to just stir pretty quickly until my chocolate is melted. My chocolate and my cream, my ganache, is nice and smooth and silky now. And the last little thing that I'm just going to add is just a little bit of sambuca, which, like we said before, is a liqueur that's made from aniseed. And I pulled out a whisk just to make sure that everything is incorporated and nice and smooth. See how beautiful that is? And silky and shiny. It's really decadent and perfect for the holidays. So this is finished for now. I'm going to throw it in the fridge, and it needs to chill for about 4 hours, and then we're just going to roll it into truffles with some cocoa powder. In the meantime, I want to check on my anise twists. So our anise lemon twists are done, and they smell so good. I think I need to try one. Ooh, they're hot. They're so good. They taste like, kind of like fried dough with licorice and lemon. Yum. The hostess is going to be really glad I brought these. Now, you'll have to excuse me because my cameraman and I have a date to go see The Blind Side, and my ganache has to chill for 4 hours anyway. So I'll be back in a few hours to show you how to roll the truffles. See ya. So we're back. The movie was fantastic, by the way. I would highly recommend it, and not just because I'm a Ravens fan. So I have my chocolate ganache. It's all chilled and cooled down. As you can see, it's totally solid. And I'm just taking a small little scooper, like a little mini ice cream scoop, and just scooping out full scoops of it. And where I need to, I'm just going to push it down with my fingers. This is a messy job. Just be prepared for that. You can always wash your hands later. So I'm scooping out little rounds in the shape of truffles into this bowl that's full of unsweetened sifted cocoa powder. And I'm basically just going to roll them around once I have them scooped out. This bowl was actually my grandmother's. I like to call it my inheritance. She used to make everything from pasta salad to Christmas cookie dough in it, so I use it whenever I can. And I love using it at the holidays because it reminds me of her. She used to always make cookies in it. So anyway, we have our anise and lemon twists here, and they look really pretty in like a nice tall glass. I think it's for maybe a buffet, a dessert buffet or something. It's nice because they add a little height to it. So make sure to check out my site, whatsforlunch.com, for the recipes for these 2 holiday treats. So I'm going to just keep on rolling here, but why don't you go spice up your holidays with a little anise and star anise, and I'll see you next time in another entry of my Spice Diaries. Thanks.